Welcome everyone, KD here, and today I want to talk about the Ubisoft press conference at E3 2019. So before that there was the PC press conference, but it was one of this conference that they, like the Xbox One, they showed so many things that it's kind of difficult to pick something out because you almost need to do more research about the games you're interested in. So like that, the PC conference didn't have games that were interesting. They had actually a couple of games that were very interesting, but nothing that really stuck out and that was kind of got some some more time or a lot of gameplay or so. Um, but they were pretty cool games. There's kind of Contra type game that looks really solid. An RPG that you can change the timelines and stuff like that. That looked pretty cool. Then there was kind of this open world shark game that looked interesting, had nice graphics, and so on. But let's go to Ubisoft. Sorry for the interlude, but I think that's more or less everything I can say about the PC conference. So I'm not sure if it's worth to make a separate video about that. And Ubisoft also was kind of like underwhelming, I would say. Not many games that really interested me, and the ones that interested me, so they were kind of like, I'm not sure if I want to, if I really need them in my life. Let's say it like this. Um, anyway, Ubisoft. Well, anyway, let's look at the games they offered. So I'm not going after the how they showed the stuff, but what I want to talk about. So I don't really want to talk about Rainbow Six for Honor and just this stuff that is already from the past and it's just kind of new content. I don't really care. I don't really play this game. So let's jump a little bit to the new ones. So there were some confusing games. I have no idea what it is about. There is this one game that is kind of made by filmmakers, and it's kind of in the comedy direction. But we didn't see any gameplay or anything, so I'm not sure what's what it really is. Anyway, then there was this roller skater game, and I I mean the gameplay didn't look that amazing. So they kind of talked. They showed the trailers and everything, so they talked. Yeah, it's a really fast-paced game, and then they showed game footage, and it didn't seem that fast and um, a very terrible narrator, kind of sports narrator. Said some stuff and it felt more annoying. And then finally the graphics, it has this kind of in the direction of Fortnite, and it's just not a graphic direction I like, the Fortnite one. It's not, I mean, just for me personally, it's very bland. It's not sexy or anything like that. It's just bland and comical, and it's probably for kids and not for me. And this it has the same kind of art style. So yeah, this game doesn't really interest me. Um, Maybe the game footage, it just didn't really look like how they talked about how fast it is and so on, and it wasn't really fast. Then Breakpoint. I still have to finish the Wildlands, to be honest. I just got bored, and this is probably just more of the same. So I'm not sure. And then almost finally, I mean, there is almost not more I can talk about. They didn't show that much about Breakpoint. Yeah, but anyway, I mean, if Ubisoft would finally manage to make a more story-driven game and just kind of tone down the open world stuff and the repetitive games they put into all these open world maps, then I probably would be more interested in Breakpoint. But I have played too many Ubisoft open world formulated generic games, and I mean so much that I don't really need to ever play a game like this again. So I'm not sure about Breakpoint. And then finally, Watchdog, that was maybe the high point, and it was strange that they put it at the front to open the conference. I would have put this at the more at the end. Instead, they showed at the end just a small trailer about what the Assassin's Creed guys made, and it's not an Assassin's Creed game, but it's about Greek mythology, and they didn't show much. They put this at the end. I would have put more the really Watchdog one because that was probably the most interesting one. So anyway, so they make a lot of promises in this um, in the trailer that you can really recruit every single person in London to your team, and everyone has different skills, a different backstory, and blah blah blah. So if they can keep up this promise, um, could be a very interesting mechanic. There's just one problem: the combat, and then everything else. It looks again so fucking generic, like every other third person FPS-ish game. And that's kind of always the problem I have with Ubisoft, that they hardly go outside of their box. Everything feels so generic that Ubisoft makes, and that's kind of the problem with with Watchdog Legion. Is I think it's the name. It has this interesting concept, but I don't think that a game like this can only be held up by this concept. I mean, the other game mechanics, they have to be kind of something interesting too, and it's just not interesting. The other game mechanics is really just this generic what we have seen from Watchdog already, or other similar games have, and so this is a really difficult sell. And this is something like really, I don't really trust them that what they promise with this game they can really do in an interesting way, and the rest of the gameplay just didn't look that much interesting to me, because it was so generic. And like I said, this was the biggest part of the Ubisoft conference, so it was more or less not really a very good conference. I think they should have shown a little bit other games too, beyond Good and Evil maybe. I know they put the release date back, but they still could have shown something or anything like that. So yeah, so Ubisoft, I wouldn't say I'm disappointed because I just don't expect much anymore from Ubisoft, except for generic game number 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then For Honor and Rainbow Six Siege, what we now probably get every year something. Um, yeah, so that's it. Ubisoft conference, and then at the beginning I also wrapped up a little bit PC conference. So thank you for watching. Hello everyone, I'm working right now on a turn-based RPG. It's a game I'm building myself from scratch. I'm doing the models, the animations, the textures, and of course the scripting and everything myself. You can check it out on itch.io or on GameJolt. The links are in the description. There is a demo version that is focusing on the combat system and the progression system, and you can download it for free, and feedback is always welcome. Thank you.